Last night, when I was just about ready to go to bed, I suddenly remembered that I had left these blanks out, and if I didn't cover the ends somehow, the cracking might just get worse than it already is. Now, what I did was I wet the ends just a little bit, which seems kind of silly because I want these things to dry out. But I wet the ends and then I put them in that plastic bag that you saw there. Now, you will notice that, you probably noticed this yesterday already, there is a couple of natural cracks here. There's one like this, there's one here, and I'm assuming it's more or less running the same way. One of the viewers noted that there's a double heart going on here. I wish there was some way I could take advantage of that. Anyway, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to pass it through the bandsaw, try and have the blade cut right here, and maybe have it at a bit of an angle so that it comes out right here. On this one, I'll have it cut here, and it looks like there's a crack there. Well, we're going to see. Sometimes these things do not work out as planned. Now, I know that these two lines are not going to be running parallel to each other, that's for sure. But we'll try and split the difference here somehow. Now I want to make sure I leave enough room here, so I'm not going to be cutting the rubber on my clamp. I think that's going to probably be pretty good. Okay, this line here is about the same distance from this one as this line is from this one. You get the idea. Okay, I think that's going to work okay. Now this is a 27/64 inch bit, and I think that if I mount my blanks carefully in the pen blank vise, I should be able to drill a hole through. All I need is 3, but if I have a fourth one that's good, well, maybe I'll use it. I have 2 sets of bushings that'll fit the Sierra, but I'm going to just do them one at a time. And that way I'm not going to have a tendency to want to get too exuberant and maybe spoil something. Normally what I do is I have my vise adjusted so that the bit is going down the dead center of the gap. But in this case, for instance on this one, this would normally be, say, dead center, okay, like that. However, because of this bad area, I'm going to want to have it just a little bit off, like right there. So I'll put the center of the bit there, and I'll sort of try and avoid this area right here. At least that's the plan. Okay, now just clamp this down and we should be able to drill it out. You know, this wood gives off an aroma. Okay, I think there's going to be just enough there. Just enough. I wouldn't want to have been moved over any more. Yeah, there's quite a noticeable aroma. I think that's going to be okay. Now, as you can see, there's not a whole lot of room there to turn down, right here and right here. So what we can do is we'll drop in a brass tube, we'll drop in a bushing, and you can see when I turn down to the bushing, you know, it should be okay. Yeah, I think everything's going to be okay. Now I'm pretty sure that wood is fairly dry, although I did have it sitting in the plastic bag overnight. A little bit of moisture might have got in there somehow. And the shavings, well, they felt just a little bit, I don't know, you might call it sticky, but maybe it's my imagination. Maybe I was looking for something. Anyway, I don't want to take a chance on the CA glue prematurely setting up because the wood is wet. So I'm going to let it dry overnight, and tomorrow we'll glue the brass tubes in.